in the life.
Based on mainstream media representations, one would assume that the LGBT community is roughly 85% male, 99% white, 0% trans, and 100% waxed and plucked. In the real world, one group has made a lifestyle out of bucking that image. Or perhaps I should say, butching that image.
In San Francisco, in the mid-'80s, after the epidemic hit, these guys were kind of responding or reacting to a number of things. Gaining some extra weight, not being, totally gym-toned, became eroticized as healthy. There was also a very different kind of phenomenon where men were looking for ways to reconnect.
All of our friends had died or moved out of town and said, we've got to start going out. And I walked into the Lone Star, and it was a eureka moment. There were guys that had beards and were bears, looked like me.
Physically, they didn't fit the mold, but they did tend to, be singled out or feel separated out because of their physical appearance.
Yeah, I think the whole bear movement started, because we needed an alternative to what we were seeing in the magazines and everything. Everyone is not like that, and everyone has their certain definition of what they think is beautiful.
If you're wise, exercise all the fat off. Take it off, over here, over there. When you're seen anywhere with your hat on, wear a Marcel wave in your hair. Keep young and beautiful. It's your duty to be beautiful. That's right, girls. Keep young and beautiful if you want to be loved.
Being a bear is about, being inclusive. So try to bring as many people from the fringe as possible. If you don't feel like you belong to the Chelsea muscle crowd, you don't belong to any of these other, predefined areas in the gay community, you belong to the bears then.
I love bears. The whole community. It's comfortable.
So there's this whole kind of philosophy of bears are about not having attitude. Bears are just kind of laid back, easygoing.
Well, yeah, bears are snuggly. And not afraid to be affectionate.
Bears like to have fun. The reason the club exists is in order to create as many of these opportunities as possible for bears to get together and congregate. We love to have parties.
Raise your hand if you want to play. It's a fun, social event. It's different than the bars.
That's my hair.
And the purpose of the game is to get from one end to the other while being blindfolded by correctly answering multiple guess questions. A, play party. B, non-denominational worship service. C, dim sum gobble. D, big whoopee bear in room 832.
C.
We call them the get to know your neighbor games. It seems no pun is too painful. There's a dizzying amount of bear related puns that I've encountered and used through the years.
One cannot have a cultural identity or community identity without having one's own lingo, and there is a very elaborate bear language or bear slang.
Husbear is like husband. My husbear is back there, looking back there somewhere.
Yeah, husbears has been a very popular term, and my response was, but my partner, he really loves the term.
Woof like woof or woof like, oh?
That means you think someone's hot.
Never underestimate the power of one group to then subdivide itself. And so in the bear community, there are any number of terms: bear, otter, cub, wolf, I've even heard, and everybody has their own definition of them.
Bears are all about having, hairy chests and big beards and a big belly and just being big guys.
Cub generally is often thought of as a younger bear.
Some people are, no, I'm not a bear, I'm an otter, which means you're a slender, physically slender bear, I guess.
Wolf, I hear, and I still haven't figured that one out.
For a while, I went around telling people I was a moose, just for the hell of it.
But then, of course, there's some people who take it very seriously, and then you get this endless tension between, is this person a bear with a small b or a capital B? Where somebody else is, girlfriend, get over it. It's a joke.
We'll get people of all sizes and shapes.
They like to do everything from lift weights to have potluck dinner parties.
Within the first 4 years of this, there were self-organizing bear clubs all over the country. The bear phenomenon went global in half a dozen years.
Well, people come from Australia, Switzerland, Japan.
Kind of parallel to the circuit party scene is a kind of a bear circuit as well, that people travel from place to place and country to country.
These are large gatherings of bears in the hundreds to thousands. You'll find up to 1,000 people potentially attend these.
In our consumer culture, that you are a community, you are an identity when you are a niche market. So there was this kind of race to sell product to bears.
Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare.
And I've noticed it's cropping up more and more in mass media.
Hey, Waylon. Who's the bear? Oh, is that the Mr. Burns you're always talking about?
No, he's nobody. Shut up, Stuart.
Nice to meet you, Stuart.
The media tells us this is what a man is supposed to be, and these are the people who get rewarded in our society. And what is all of that about?
There are some people that they need a little bit of extra help sometimes in finding themselves and becoming part of the community.
The thing about the bear movement, it's allowed a lot of people who have been disenfranchised from the general mainstream gay population to realize that they're acceptable and accepted, and that's a pretty great thing.
Hairy back, left arm yellow.
Young and beautiful.